Hello, Joseph. It is currently Saturday. Yes, it is Saturday. So, on Saturday, this Saturday, I watched your video again because I forgot what it was about. It was about vlogging. And I have to agree that when people make videos and upload them to the internet just to make themselves look cool or like prove a point or like, yeah, I'm fighting back against I don't know what. It's just like it's very self-centered and narcissistic, and I agree. But the thing is, I don't feel that people who just simply upload vlogs just to be like, hey, does anybody like who I am? Because I don't know anybody who does, or blah 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 blah. Anyway, I know people have a lot of legitimate reasons of just wanting to like talk and speak their mind about whatever it is, even if because like they may not have outlet for them to do that. So, um, yeah. Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Dungeons and Dragons was a nightmare. Okay. Pretty much everybody just sat around for 2 hours making character sheets, which I got done in 30 minutes, and then not do anything, or, well, not doing anything is why it took 2 hours to make. And so after those 2 hours were done, we tried to play, but the dungeon master had no clue what the heck he was doing, so it wasn't any fun. And the character sheets were like 2 full pages of little cells to fill out about your character that like formed them into some basic cookie cutter of a mold and made them all together just too generic and not actually fun. By the time we actually did anything in the game, it was killing 4 bats with 6 people. And I was not entertained. Neither was Tyler. We were both like, oh, this is so darn boring. Like, can't there be 15 bats? I'm sure we could take, like, 15. I mean, come on. And everybody else was like, no, that's not how it works. And we were like, but that's how it should work. It should be fun. It should be epic. It should be heroic. We shouldn't be standing in a valley killing 4 bats for no apparent reason. We should at least be killing 15 because that's what's interesting about fantasy. And that's why fantasy is important, because it allows us to step outside ourselves and investigate other parts of us that we didn't know, much like vlogging. Because through the vlogging experience, I've actually learned a lot about myself. Normally, I don't actually get the chance to talk for 4 minutes. Well, I do get the chance, but I don't. Because I don't like to. Anyway. With Dungeons and Dragons, the whole thing was all around too structured. There was no fun, there was no fantasy. It was like we were playing a game, only there was no fantasy, there was no fun, there was no epicness. It was devoid of anything that fantasy was actually supposed to have, anything that made it interesting. So, during the game, I remembered our old Druidon game and how much fun that used to be, because there were no rules. You could do anything you wanted. It was just interesting. Instead of being a dull, preconceived trek. The Dungeon Master didn't even make anything up. There was already a campaign pre-formed for us to start, which was overall just like, I didn't get the point. It was like, here, play the story that a million other people have played. No, that's not how fantasy should work. You shouldn't retell the same story. You shouldn't have to. Oh, yeah, new haircut is new. Yeah. Let's get you the 360 view. We got like, oh yeah, sideways, straight on, top view.